This one comes from AITA relationships and is titled, Am I the Astronaut? I love my boyfriend, but cannot live with his son anymore. Ah, crap. It's one of these. Blended family drama, which is never easy, right? I, female 37, live with my boyfriend, male 47, and his son, male 23. Way different ages than I thought we were going to experience here. Way. From a previous relationship, and I don't know if how I am feeling is out of line. The relationship with my boyfriend is great. However, his son is very disrespectful in tidying up after himself and doesn't listen when asked to tidy up. He's 23. So for example, every time he cooks food in the kitchen, he leaves everything he has used, pots, pans, utensils, piled up in the washing bowl unwashed. Crumbs, food, bits left on the side. He is asked time and time again to clean up after himself, but he doesn't. He just waits until eventually it's been so long that either me or his dad washes them all up because we need to use them. We do all of his washing. I have not once since seen him using the washing machine to wash his clothes or even contribute to helping do the washing. He just piles it up until he barely has anything left to wear. The toilets, he doesn't know the purpose of a toilet brush. Every time he has a shit, sometimes he doesn't flush.
Oh, God.
But on the occasions he remembers where the flusher is, his skid marks are left around the pan. Before I get bashed, I know boys will be boys, but come on, surely this is just common decency for the next person using the bathroom. Although I could go on with the list, the final big thing to me is he uses my toiletries every time he has a shower, without offering to take in turns or replenishing them. He just says, "We're out of conditioner," etc. Ma, the meatloaf! So I have resorted to keeping my more expensive toiletries hidden so I can use them when I have a shower. I know I'm putting myself out there for being a terrible person potentially, but he's a grown man. I've spoken to my boyfriend about it and he understands and also thinks it's disrespectful. He says he has spoken to him, but I do in my opinion thinks he gets walked all over. But it is now at a point where I think I'd be happier moving out. I want to stay with my boyfriend, but I also don't want to give him an ultimatum and be a dick between me or his son because that's an awful behavior from anyone. So I think the most respectful thing to do, rather than bitch and moan all the time, is to take myself out of the situation. Do you think I'm the astronaut if I propose remaining in my relationship but moving out until his son decides to move out? Then me and my boyfriend can look at living together again? I'm at such a loss of trying to not be a horrible person, but I'm so unhappy, constantly cleaning up and asking for respect.
I would come unglued.
See, I know you would come unglued.
I would come unglued.
She couldn't help herself. She's like, nope, hell nah. What?
You want to watch me unravel? This would be it.
Okay, so I need to stage some of these behaviors just to film Candy Thunder's reaction, and there's a whole new series of content right there.
Our children's wants because they clean.
Yeah. 23. Okay, this is a failure to launch kind of situation, right? Where it's not just like clearly this kid was coddled, clearly, and clearly your boyfriend has no authority whatsoever, and is still failing as a parent when his son's 23 years old and just completely taking advantage of him. This is a problem. This is not a problem that you can solve, and that's the shit part.
No.
Just got to flush that time away. You know what I mean? You have no authority here either, right? So the transition of a 23-year-old man-child growing up is gonna be ugly. And I don't know if you want any part of that. I think you are perfectly justified in what you're wanting to do here. You still love your boyfriend. You still want to have a life with him, just not until Shit Skids McGee is gone, right? And that's understandable. However, I need you to address this thing right here and make sure before you decide that you want to continue in this relationship that you think about the future. Because if you're thinking kids, which you could be, please take into consideration that he struggled real bad his first go round as a dad. And there would need to be a lot of education and teamwork going into that to make sure that you didn't end up in the same kind of situation. Because given 100% of his druthers, all of his druthers, you see what happens. So you have to ask yourself, okay, this is a risk now because you know these behaviors or these patterns exist. Do you want kids or not? If you don't, not really an issue, except the 23-year-old moving out, which may never happen, by the way, is not going to detach him from his father's teat. He's never going to go away. He might leave the house. He's never going to go away. And it's going to continue being a thorn between the two of you in a relationship, or a dick between the two of you, as you said, which I think must be a UK thing. And it will drive you apart eventually. Not just physically, but emotionally. So, I mean, it's up to you. I don't think you're the astronaut if you propose remaining in your relationship. You maybe actually should do this differently, though, because it's not just moving out that is going to be the issue. So I'm going to actually go 3 on this, not just NTA. I'm going to go 3 because I think you need to, for yourself, address a few things before deciding you want that relationship to continue. She's an asshole to herself. Yeah, not to her boyfriend and not to the 23-year-old man-child. She's only an asshole to herself in so much as that she should approach things a little bit differently and ask herself some questions and make some tough choices to decide on which path to take. Nah, I mean, your thoughts? Come on, Candy Thunder. She's like, you had me at skid marks.
Which is, ironically, what I would call this child. Listen.
What, skid mark?
Yeah, listen, skid mark. This situation would turn me into the naggiest bitch, like this side of the Mississippi. Yes, I'm American. Yes, I said it. I wouldn't, at the first sign of this, at the first round of skid marks, I would have been gone. And so I do agree that she is an asshole to herself. She's almost an ask on one to herself for even asking, am I an asshole for wanting to leave this situation? No, get out, lady. This isn't it.
All right, wait. I just want to rewind 30 seconds to clarify. If you ever see skid marks once, you're going to leave me?
Probably. It's a thing. No, I'm not going to leave you. But if someone is shitting so much that they're painting the sides of the bowl, yeah, I'm leaving. I'm out. I'm not going to live in a house like that. I'm not going to live in a house where it's like a freaking dorm college room where someone's using my toiletries all the time and not ever replacing them. And I don't want that to turn me into a bitter person.
Right.
I don't want that to turn me into a naggy bitch because I don't want to be that person. So if my home is somewhere that I'm not happy, I'm not comfortable, then that's not my home. That's just a place I reside. And no, why stay? And like you said, I would reevaluate the relationship if he's not willing to actually put his foot down and do something, because that's not her place. Like, she doesn't need to parent this 23-year-old man-child of a skid mark.
Boyfriend's like, well, I did talk to him.
Yeah, well, talking's not helping. You're going to have to try it. He doesn't know how to do laundry. Like, this kid has just been set up for failure, which, I mean, at 23, he has no life skills. He can't wash dishes. I mean, I guess he can cook, but he can't clean up after himself. He can't even go to the bathroom properly. You're not, like... I wouldn't be able to live in a house where there was constant marks on the toilet. I just wouldn't. That is a line for me. I just wouldn't be able to be in that home. It would be bad.
Turns out the kid's name is Mowgli. He's 23, but he spent a lot of those years in the jungle. Like, civilization is new to him. You know, it's gonna take some time, and he is known for his bear shits. So it's a thing.
I love how when I was younger, my brother. Like, I still lived at home for part of college, and my brother and his friends were always over because he was still in high school, and they would use his friends would shower there and use my toiletries, and it was like, I was this. But I was like this to my mom, and she was like, I'm not solving this problem. So I had to get like a little tote, like a dorm tote, and like carry it to the shower and back from the shower. So,
yeah.
You know who you are.
Do you know who you are?
My brother's friend.